Hi, it's Christian, founder at caroto.com. We are the CCIE leaders, and today I'm going to talk to you about one-to-one mindset Zoom sessions with me, and specifically about energy. Where's your energy? So we really need to understand that when we arrive at the labs portion of the program, which is basically half the program because the last 20 weeks are basically dedicated to the labs, and there is a multi-protocol, of course, there is SD-WAN, of course. You really need to understand that you really need to put more effort into the work, because it's the last part, it's your part. It's the moment where you need to do the work, to put all your efforts into action. So your efforts were doing all the work before, so learning all the concepts, but we can see with us is really something that is a no-brainer, because you have the structure, so you know exactly what you have to do every single day. You do that. When I arrive to the labs, I see a lot of students, they don't have any issue, they go very fast and they do the labs, they arrive at the multi-protocol, they're good to go. But I can see also some people getting stuck, getting blocked. And what's the main reason of this block? What you really need to find it. You really need to elaborate. And one component which is clearly evident is this: energy. And I really need to discuss this today with you because it's really fascinating. I'm studying these things for a very long time now. I would say about 4 or 5 years. And energy, as usual, like everything, comes from the mind. You really need to understand that if you want to have a proper amount of energy, you really need to understand how the mind works. And you can see people don't know. I can see on a daily basis, people don't know how the mind works. And when I talk to people, and I'm not talking about my students now, but I'm talking about people in general, I can see how people are confused and how they try to just give some idea about their emotions they are feeling, and they don't believe that it's possible to control these emotions, which is not true. The truth is that you really need to understand how the mind works. So now let's just go back to what we are talking about. Let's go back to the energy, and let's go back to the labs. So to do the labs, you need to have enough energy, but there is a problem. And let me share with you this easy concept to understand, and just give you the avatar of our student so you can understand what can be the problem and how to fix it. But of course, then you'll need to have a one-to-one session with me if you want to fix your own specific issue. So the problem is this. This is a typical day of a person. A day when you hear people say, I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time. Well, this is the thing. The time is the same amount for everyone. I know people say to me, well, but it's not true because you don't work. Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't work because I learned this stuff before, and I didn't invent this stuff. I learned from other people, and now, after studying for 4 or 5 years, I can teach to people because I learned it, and that's why I don't work. Now I'm in pre-retirement in Thailand at the age of 49. But if I didn't learn these things, probably I was still in office too. So you really need to understand that a day is divided in 3 parts. 3, exact 3 parts. Now you have 8 hours you dedicate to the sleep. 8 hours is more than sufficient. There are people, they say it's too much. I personally always say, well, 8 hours is the right time for the sleep. Then you can find the best solution for you, because I should stay here, make a specific video on the sleep. Some people already asked me, I will do that, but not today, because today I'm talking about energy. You just need to understand that if you want to have energy, you have to have a good amount of sleep. But you don't have to sleep 10 hours, 11 hours, and then you have more energy. No, the sleep works in a different way. The difference is that sleeping has to be always at the same time, and the time for waking up has to be always at the same time, and you really need to sleep properly. So you need to track your sleep. And then you can decide to have, let's say, a debit, meaning you can sleep a little bit less, not too much, not too many hours less, but a little bit less, so that in the evening when you go to sleep, you sleep quite immediately. Because you see, the problem is that if you sleep more than 8 hours, then in the evening you are not tired, and you say, I'm not a morning person. But that's ridiculous. Obviously you don't have the attitude of a morning person because you slept too much. You slept maybe 10 hours and then you just stay awake few hours. You can't sleep. It's absolutely obvious. But I will explain you this in other videos, because today I'm talking about energy. What just I want to mention here is that you really need to focus on the sleep, because sleeping is so important. If you don't sleep, let's say an absurdity, but let's just to understand what I'm talking about. If you don't sleep, you can't do anything, because you don't have energy at all. And if you don't sleep for so many days, you can even die. So imagine the power of this. Sleeping is critical. So you don't want to sleep too much, but you really need to regulate your sleep. You really need to control your sleep. And when I see people, they say, oh, but I'm not a morning person, I say, look, do you think I am? If I do what I want, well, of course, I can stay awake until midnight in the night, and then, of course, I have to sleep until 8 in the morning. But if I sleep until 8 in the morning, I don't do anything. So that doesn't work. You need to change, you need to control it, and you need to be able to wake up early in the morning. And to wake up early in the morning, you need to be able to go to sleep early in the evening. That's not the concept of a morning person. Just you need to learn how to control your sleep. Again, I will explain this in another video, otherwise I talk about sleep too much. Let's move to the next 8. And the next 8 is critical and is work. And I know that you are working. Chances are that you are working. So this is the thing. Generally, people understand that they want to become a CCIE engineer when they're already working. Happened to me too. And the problem is that when you're working, 8 hours of your life go into the work. And it's not only that. There is a huge amount of energy you consume during the work, but there is also energy you consume after work, because your mind keeps thinking about what happened at work. Sometimes something really stressful can happen at work, and you keep it in your mind also when the work is finished. And you can't be fully focused, fully concentrated, and having proper usage of your energy if your mind keeps thinking about work, about what happened at work, about what will happen the day after at work. This is a big problem, but guess what? This one, you can't touch it at all. You can't touch. Because you see, the thing is very simple. I mean, I hear all the time, but there are people, they say, okay, I stop working for 6 months, I get my CCIE and I go back. Well, that's absolutely fine if you can financially. So if you don't have any problem, let's say you have let's say $100,000 in your bank account and cash there, and you earn like $10,000 per month, and you say, okay, you know what, I stop working for 6 months and I will spend less than 60,000 because I can stay home, I don't do anything, I just eat and I pay the rent and I pay the expenses, but I don't go anywhere, I stay here just to study the CCIE. You can invest in the right program and you still have the money for living, and you can get your CCIE after the 6 months. This is a good thing to do. However, majority of people are not in this situation. Majority of people are in another situation. Majority of people say, well, I don't earn enough. I need to earn more, therefore, I want to be a CCIE. Or, I don't like the work I'm doing because it's too stressful, they give me all the rubbish I don't want to do. I want to be an architect and I want to do more interesting things and earning much more money, therefore, I want to become a CCIE. And this means that at the moment they are not earning that amount, I tell you, this means that they don't have that amount of money in their bank account. So majority of people have a limited amount of money in their bank account and they earn a limited amount of money every month. And this is the thing. I was there, so I know this perfectly. You really need to understand, you need to invest in yourself. If you don't invest in yourself, nothing happens. This is so easy to understand. And at the same time, you need to understand you can't get rid of your 8 hours work because this is where the money comes. So this is the challenge. You can sacrifice a bit here, and I'm saying a bit, because overall, I don't want to go back here, otherwise I will spend 1 hour only on this, but you can sleep, for example, 6 hours per night, 5 days a week, and then sleeping a little bit more during the weekend. This is something you can do that. If you are able, I can teach you, then I should make several videos on this, but you can do that because sleeping works really like this. You can create a little bit of depth and then you can sleep a little bit more on certain circumstances, and works very well because this means that you learn how to go to sleep at a certain time, very early in the evening. You sleep immediately and you sleep perfectly because you are tired, and then you wake up fresh and rested and full of energy, and it's early in the morning. Right? Think about myself, for example, my habit, new habit, I already said so many times, I wake up at 3 in the morning, 3 in the morning every day, 3. Not 3:30, I stayed on 3:30 for a long time. Now I wake up at 3. And I don't touch it anymore because I believe that 3 is fantastic. But this means that when it's 8 in the evening, I'm already approaching the bed and I stop all the activities, and sometimes I really would like to sleep at 8. Sometimes I do sleep at 8. I do sleep at 8, but my best performance is if I arrive to sleep between 8:40 and 9 in the evening. I need to close the eyes, I need to sleep, and I wake up at 3. Of course, as you can see, there is an issue because it's a limited amount of hours, is 6 hours in total, and then I will need to sleep a little bit more, and I use only one day for this, is Sunday. Sunday is the day where I sleep a little bit more, but doesn't mean that I wake up at midday, not at all. Because I go to sleep at the same time in the evening and I wake up at 6. I sleep already 3 hours more, and you can see that if you do the math, I basically am on the 8 hours. I'm a little bit less, I'm 7 hours, something, okay, but it's perfect. I'm full of energy. But to arrive there, to control here, means that you can even manage to reduce a little during the week the amount of hours here. Is a trick because after you have to pay the price, you have to sleep a little bit during the Sunday, but works. You can manage it. But here, I tell you, you can't touch. And I hear all the time everyone when I say, where is the problem? Where is the problem? Where is the problem? Everyone say here. Well, my friend, you really need to understand this concept. This is the problem, okay. Do you want to change this? Okay. What you have to sacrifice? I mean, I already told you. You can't touch here for the moment. This is the problem you want to fix. So you can't even think about this. This is the problem you want to fix. You can't sacrifice this unless you are in that situation where you earn 10,000 per month and you have 100,000 cash in your bank account. This you can't touch. So here, I already told you, there's nothing much you can do. You can regulate the sleep, you can arrive my level, more or less, 3 in the morning, and you go to sleep at 9 in the evening, perfect. You have a lot of energy during the day, and you have a lot of time, because when you have at 3 in the morning, think about it. How many hours you are creating during the day. You can do that. You still need one-to-one mindset, because otherwise you just turn off the alarm, you go back to sleep, I guarantee. That's why there are the one-to-one mindset, because I can explain you how to do that. But the point is that if you really want to change your situation, you need to change this one. And I know that now you are thinking, oh my God, don't say that, don't even try to tell me this thing, because I don't want to listen anymore. I know that you are already angry with me, but I'm really sorry. Here I can only tell you about the truth, because otherwise I could tell you. I mean, just go to the boot camp and in 5 days you become a CCIE engineer. Well, no, it doesn't work like that. You really need to understand that you really need to intervene in a very decisive way here. Your free time, your life. Because you see, this is your life I'm talking about. And if you want to have a better life, you really want to change what happened here now in your free time. And you can say, well, but I don't want to sacrifice that. It's the only thing I have. And it's true, but if you want to have a better life and changing this, you need to intervene here. And I hope you agree with me, because this is obvious. It's obvious. You can't touch these 8 hours. You can't. You can try, but I don't recommend in any case, because it doesn't work. You just create an enormous problem for your energy. You don't have energy. If you want to have energy, you really need to intervene here. And this means that you have to change the way you spend your free time. And I already talked about this in the previous appointments. I already explained. You shouldn't drink, for example, because this is a bad habit. When you drink, you lose a lot of energy. And not only during the drinking, because it's there, you don't do anything, but also after, because you need time to recover after the drinking. It takes time, and you lose a lot of time drinking and recovering, drinking and recovering. No, you don't want to do that. But that's not enough. It's not only the drinking. Think about, for example, drinking coffee is a really dangerous thing. If you drink one coffee, I do it in the morning, okay, you drink one, all right, in the morning, and then you keep your energy stable until the evening. When it comes the evening, you need to prepare yourself for a good night of sleep. If you drink coffee in the evening, well, chances are that after you're not tired and you say, oh, I'm not a morning person. Not a morning person, you just didn't have to drink the coffee. Doesn't make any sense drinking the coffee in the evening. And if the other people do, well, other people probably are not CCIE. Sorry. So you see, this is really what you have to do. When this is clear, and should be clear because it's obvious, I don't see any possible objections to this. I know it's not the best thing to say to someone, because everyone out there tell you, also in this channel, in YouTube, they say to you how to relax during your free time, enjoy this video because it's fun. I'm telling you to sacrifice it. And it's not fun. I know, it's not fun, sacrifice your free time. It means that instead of doing those things that you like, if you think about, for example, me, in my life, I used to like watching football, for example. Think about it, watching football. I could watch so many matches every week because I really liked it. Not only my football team, but also others. I wanted to watch this one against the other one. I knew everything. But think about how much time I could spend watching football and listening people talking about football. Was an incredible amount of time, and of course an incredible amount of energy. How can I do the work, my work, if I invest so many hours of my free time watching football? Well, of course, either I decide to play football, which is, of course, not possible, or I should become an expert in football and talk about football and become a professional speaker about football. That's possible, but that's not what I am, because I was a person who was working in an office in an IT department. Therefore, I needed to make a decision, a clear decision, a committed decision to say, all right, so I really need to sacrifice the football. And trust me, for me it was incredibly painful, because it was really an important component of my life. Maybe you can laugh, you say, oh, but come on, it's football. Yeah, I know, it's just a game. But for me, it was really something, was part of my life. I really liked that game. And I had to get rid of that game. You say, but why you want to sacrifice something that you really like? Because if you want to have something, you have to sacrifice something. This is so clear, so easy, that I don't even need to continue too much talking about this, because it's obvious. And then when you sacrifice something, you realize that you don't sacrifice too much. You just sacrifice a game at the end, and what you get is much more. Now, I am 49, I am in pre-retirement in Thailand, where I live with my wife and my 3 babies, and I don't work, because I have just my company, I have, this is my work. You can believe that. This is my work. I mean, I'm here talking about the things I like to talk. I study the things I like to study, and I have a clear understanding about how the mind works. And that's why I created this one-to-one mindset Zoom session, because in these sessions I can explain you how you can arrive to fix this problem here about the free time. And you really need to fix it. But if you believe that you can fix it alone, well, probably you are just fooling yourself. Trust me. You are just fooling yourself. And again, if you are inside the program and you are already at the multi-protocol, this video is not even for you. You may be interested on this, maybe in the future for other reasons, but this video is not for you. My intent on this video is to say, if you are one of those people, they have a huge amount of enthusiasm when you are in the first 32 weeks, 40 weeks, and then you feel some emotion when you arrive that you have to do the labs. Everything is there, everything is pre-configured. You just need to spend a few minutes doing the labs, and you don't find the reason, the motivation to do that. I have the solution for you, because in the one-to-one mindset session, I will explain you how to intervene on your free time. And don't get me wrong, I'm not telling you to sacrifice all your free time. No, I will be irresponsible and I will be unfair, because this is a problem. If you sacrifice all 8 hours of free time, it's like if you sacrifice 8 hours of sleep. Nothing works anymore. You can't sacrifice everything here. You can't, because there are other people that ask your time in an unfair way. There are other people that will ask your energy in an unfair way, and you really need to control everyone. There are so many components in your life, but you can't exclude completely everything. You really need to understand what you need to prioritize. What you need to prioritize is you want to change this, because this is what is stealing you 8 hours. Think about myself again. I changed those hours dedicated to football to sacrifice things for creating all this stuff and to learning all these concepts. Now I don't have this anymore. In my life, you understand that this one is gone. And now I have these 8 hours every single day of my life. I know, you can say, oh, you are so lucky, Christian. Yes, I know, I'm lucky, but it's not luck. I created this by that sacrifice. And you really need to understand that. The problem is that I realized this, but I wasn't able to do that for a certain amount of years. And when I learned how to do that, my life changed. But to learn how to do that, you need to study a lot the mind, And I did that, and when you understand that you can get this result with 1 hour with me in a mindset Zoom session, well, you really need to consider you should really get rid of any excuse and schedule a call with me. Schedule a Zoom session with me, because you'll see even in 1 hour a massive change, a massive transformation. Then again, if you don't have any issue, you're not stuck, this video is not for you. I mean, you just continue the program, get CCIE, and I'll talk to you when it's time to start Zero to Juniper. But if you are stuck, don't stay there saying, no, but no. Then I know what he will tell me. He will tell me that I have to work. Well, of course I will tell you that you have to work. The thing is that I will explain you how you can intervene here. Because you feel now as a sacrifice, like a violence, but I will explain you that at the end, you will get rid of a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress if you are going to do the work inside these 8 hours. Think about it, 8 hours, it's not little, 8 hours, it's the same of here. The problem is that this seems to you huge, and this seems to you so little. And think about it, it's exactly the same. Look, if you think about it carefully, this plus this, which is double than this, double, seems less than this. Sleep and free time is 16 hours, and work is 8 hours, if you believe me or not, but think about it. Say, oh, but I sleep so little. Oh, but I don't want to go to work this morning because, oh, I'm still tired. And when you go to work, you arrive there, oh, what time is it? Really, still 10? Is it true? How many hours you have to stay there? Another 6 hours? Are we joking? Man, this is the thing. You can't believe that this time plus this time is less than this. And this is what you believe. Sleep plus free time is less time than time at work. And this is the cause of all the conflicts out there. Trust me, I was there, I know perfectly what I'm talking about. If you look things from a company perspective, people today work really too little. If you look from the company perspective, because they look the situation, I was in these meetings, I was hearing these people talking, and you say, okay, but how many hours they work? Then they were checking the hours, they say, okay, so this is only 8 hours in a day, and they have the 2 days off every weekend. Calculate the days off is already 104 104 days. Only the weekends, 104. And then they have 25 days holiday on top of this. And then they have all the bank holiday on top of it. You calculate and you see that the time off is basically similar to the time you work. I was in positions where, and I'm not kidding, I'm serious, completely serious, we were having more free time than work because we were working on shift, so it was 12 hours work and 12 hours sleeping at home, I mean time off. So 4 days, and then there were 25 days holiday. You can understand that only this was already a huge amount of extra time off, which means that I was working less than I was having free time. And on top of that, we could play with these numbers and we could transform our shift in a way. We could force ourselves to work 6 days in a row, not recommended, but we could do it, or 6 nights. And then you make it 2 times and you get another 4 days off. So imagine you can have 12 days off like that created right from nowhere. And you have an extra 12 days off. So we could have at the end a huge amount of time off. And people complain about this when they are in companies. They say, oh, the people work too little. But for you, it's too much. And that's why you are here watching me today, because you want to find a solution to have a different work. Maybe you want to be a consultant, maybe you want to be an architect, you want to be a person able to work offline or online. Let's say you want to work online with your laptop anywhere in the world, and you want to be able to be flexible, deciding when you want to work, when you don't want to work. And you don't want to go out from your home. I have people that say, I want to live in Brazil. I want to live in Australia. I want to live in Africa because I am from Africa. I want to live in Africa. You should come to see the place where I live. It's an amazing place. I live like 20 meters from the beach. It's an amazing place. I have a good internet connection. I want to work from here. And the prices are so low here in Africa where I live, and I want to work from here. Well, this is exactly what I'm talking about. To do that, which is a dream, because, come on, let's be honest. If you have a beautiful house of your own property in Africa, in front of the sea or near the sea, but even if it's not near the sea, I mean, I can understand. You live there, it's your country, you like it, you want to live there, your family is there, you are happy there. You just need to arrive to sacrifice something here, because here is where you have to intervene. Here, the free time you have now. Maybe you are in a polluted city, you don't want to be, it's cold, there's no one there, you are alone. I was there. I was in that situation. And you need to make a decision. You say, okay, I want to sacrifice this. So tell me what I have to do. Well, you need to schedule a call with me. Mindset Zoom session. I will explain you. If it worked for me, it worked for you. You just need to understand how the mind works, how we make decisions, which part of your mind makes decision, and how to rewrite the operational system of your mind. It's like a Linux operational system and works in a perfect way. Okay, you can say Windows, I would say Linux, because it's really more similar to the Linux perspective, but you can say Windows, you can say Mac OS, anything. It's a system, and you need just to understand how it works. When you understand how it works, you just rewrite, you unlearn a lot of bad things they were teaching you when you were young, and you relearn some good positive thing now. And then you just apply what you learned. That's it. As simple as that. So when you understand this, you are able to sacrifice a bit of this, because you don't have to sacrifice all. How about you sacrifice 1 hour? Tell me. Are you happier now that you sacrificed an hour here and you still have the other 7, or you are sad? Of course you are happier, you know it, but you don't do it. Why? Because you don't know how. You need to schedule a call with me, one-to-one mind session. I will explain you how to understand these concepts and how to arrive to sacrifice 1 hour or 2 hours here. Is the moment where I don't find the motivation. Oh, today I don't do it. Oh, I'm tired. Why you are tired? Because you don't have enough energy. But I go to sleep early, okay. I wake up early, okay. I go to work and I do all my stuff, very good. What about here? Are you doing your, but I can't. Well, that's the thing. You really need to understand that the secret is here. There is a huge amount of time here, and you just really need to sacrifice a bit of the time. It's not so easy because you really need to know how, but I will explain it easy in a one-to-one session. But think about it. What you have to lose. Think about it carefully. What you have to lose. You just have to schedule a call with me now, and trust me, the places are not so many, because soon I'm going to stop this, because I can still welcome a limited amount of students. After I reach the limit, and I say, look, I already said, from March, no way. Because this is 100%. From March, we are too busy. From January to March, I don't know. It's still a question mark, because we need to see how many things we have to do. Now, I can make it, because it's the end of the year, and I really want to see everyone unstuck. Because from 1st of March, everyone has to start Zero to Juniper. You know that you want to start Zero to Juniper already. But you get unstuck to finish what you started, you really need to schedule a call with me. 1 hour. And then you try, you say, okay, let's give a try. Let's see if this guy is right or wrong. Give it a try. The price, I'm telling you, I will shock you, because I make something really, really super reasonable, because I know it's painful when you are here. When you don't have any excuse, you say, but I have everything, they already gave me everything. I have all the labs, I just need to turn on the computer and doing the labs. It's there, I know these things. Why I don't do it, why I don't do it, why I don't do it. You just really need to understand why you don't do this. And I can explain you easily. And I give you an action plan where you just execute your job, you win the game, and in March you start Zero to Juniper with me. So this is the thing. You need to take action now, schedule a call with me, one-to-one mindset session. I will explain you how to get rid of this problem. You need to sacrifice a little bit of time here, and you need to have energy. I will explain you how to have energy. And again, you can't only think about sleeping. I know that this is something that is very important, and I'm really someone who studied sleep for such a long time, but it's not enough. You really need to understand how the mind works. Because if the mind doesn't work correctly, and if you are thinking the wrong things, you can't have energy. You can't. Because you listen to other people's opinion, and you can't. If you listen to other people's opinions, which are obviously wrong, you can't have energy. Because then your mind is tired. You start getting confused. Think about it. What people say there. First thing, what you listen every day is a positive thing or a negative thing? Think about it. I am sometimes, not now because I'm completely out of these things, but there was a time, years ago, I was entering, for example, houses of my grandparents, and I could hear the television on, something that in my life doesn't exist, but I could hear the television on. Think about someone like me that I didn't have the television. I didn't have for so many years. And you have the television on and you just enter and say, oh, these people killed 10 people. And then another guy made a murder here, and then there was an explosion there, and here another 20 people died. And I mean, in few minutes, you can get like all this information about death, about crime, about bad things in few minutes. And the truth is that majority of people don't understand that they live in this way for hours in a day, just receiving this negative stuff. And then they say, oh, why I don't have energy? But how you can think you have energy if you, in your free time, you just absorb all these negative things? How? So you can't. First of all, you need to understand this. You need to understand the difference between positive and negative. But when you understand the difference from positive and negative, it's still not enough. Because you'll notice, if you pay attention, that almost everyone out there is talking about negative things, because they listen negative things and then they repeat negative things. And you don't want, because you say, but I don't want. Why I have to listen negative things? I'm doing good, I'm creating a good life for everyone, and I am getting results. I have evidence that everything I do is good. Why I need to listen to the negative? Tell me why. And there's no answer to this. But then you realize that you need to change something here. Of course. Say, okay, I want to be positive. Good. I will teach you how. I want to have a different mind. Okay, good. I will teach you how. And trust me, it's not so complicated if you have the right trainer, because I can save you a huge amount of time to do this. But you need to schedule a one-to-one Zoom mindset session with me. This is what you have to do. Just do it. You say, it's just 1 hour. How much can it cost? Will cost a price that will shock you. You don't think about a huge amount, because for the time being, I will keep the price really low, and you'll be pleasantly surprised about the price. So when you decide to make your 1 hour, it's a no-brainer. But think about it, it's not the price the issue, because the price, I tell you, is really low. Is that your brain now, in this exact moment, if you are still listening to me now, is thinking, and you say, oh, but if it works, I have to do the work. So he's telling you basically, if you do that, this means that you are scheduling a call with him, and then you have 1 hour with him, and then he will give you the solution, and then I have to do the work. But this is exactly what you have to do. And if your mind says, no, I'm already tired, I don't want to do the work, well, you already have the problem in front of you. It's nothing external. It's not the lack of energy. It's your mind that tells you, don't do it. It's enough. You already learned. You don't have to get the CCIE. You already got the information. Stay comfortable. Don't do more than this. Well, I can tell you, you need to intervene. You need to control this part of your mind. And when you are not able to control it on yourself, and I totally understand that, schedule a one-to-one mindset session with me. I will teach you how to control this part of your brain. I made it with myself. I mean, it's not so complicated. It's not easy. You need to study, but I learned so much, I can share with you my knowledge. Just schedule a one-to-one mindset session with me, and you'll see results after the first hour. Guaranteed. When we have the second, if we have the second, I will ask you about your results. If you tell me no results, well, so I will just check what you didn't apply. And you will tell me, because this is your time. Say, okay, I didn't apply this because, and you will tell me why. It will never happen. You know why? Because when you know that you have to justify with me the reason why you didn't apply something that you want to do, you'll do it. Because your brain works in this way. You will never, ever, ever allow your ego to downgrade that level. To come to me and say, hey, look, I didn't do that because I was lazy. You will never do that. You'll do it faster than I do. And I'm doing my program on the configuration mode really, really slowly to prove to everyone that I'm progressing. And if someone is stuck, well, because it's going too fast. Try to go slow. But if you go slow, you don't have any excuse anymore. And people look for excuses all the time. So you really need to be strong with yourself. You need to say, okay, I already pushed myself. I am already inside the program. I already get more in my life, because when you are inside our program, you get promotions, you get new jobs, opportunity, everything. You'll notice. I have so much evidence. Happens to everyone. But you need to push yourself further. You really need to push yourself in this moment where you understand that you can control this, but you can't control this. When you can't control this, think about it. You are losing 1/3 of the game. And to be really honest, this is 100% of the game. It's not even 33%, it's 100%. Because it's here where you can intervene. And when you intervene here, you can create this from this to 16 hours. Like me, I have 16 hours free time, 8 hours sleep. To be really honest, during one day, I have 18 hours free time and 6 hours sleep. And then, during the weekend, I sleep a little bit more. Not too much, because again, when it's 6 in the morning, I wake up normally with the babies, but I slept more than necessary because I went to sleep at 9 the day before. So think about it. How amazing can be a life like that? You have more than 16 hours, between 16 hours and 18 hours free every day. And you could say, well, but now you are working. Well, but this is what I like to do. This is what I like to study. The mind, the technical things, getting the CCIE, getting the Juniper after. I don't need to work. If they send me, and they keep sending me all the time on LinkedIn, these things, offers, sometimes I read, because I really like to check the salaries. which are really good anyway, because CCIE engineer, Juniper engineer, they really ask very good money, 150,000, something like that. But I don't want, because my life, I wouldn't change my life with these things. I can, but I don't. Because, you see, this is the thing. You want to arrive to get rid of this. You know it. This is what you want to get rid of. And you want to have the possibility to have more from life. Because when you have this fixed, means that you are getting little. That's exactly what I know. But again, you really need to intervene here. And if you don't want to do it, there is a problem. Because trust me, there are people, they don't understand this. They really, honestly, don't understand. And they just say, well, I work 8 hours, therefore I deserve 8 hours free. Okay, this is a way of thinking, and I can't do anything. This means that you already decide today that you are going to do this until you will be 65 or 62 or 63, I don't know, and then you are going to retire. And you get a fraction of your last salary, and this fraction will be fixed, and inflation will keep rising like crazy, like now, and then you will earn always less and less and less, and the prices will be higher and higher and higher, and you still are there. Now you have 16 hours free, but you don't have any money to spend because you didn't want to change and take control over your life. And to be really honest, for me, this is not a good plan. This is what I believe. A good plan is, what I believe personally, is we shouldn't even think about stopping working, because you see, we are just using our brain here. If you are inside this, at this point of the video, because otherwise you would have already turned off or changed, going to some entertainment. If you're still listening to me at this part of the video, you use your brain. You really use your brain. And you know that. Yes, you use your hands. Sometimes maybe they ask you to take a box opening a router or a switch. Or if you still don't do this work, you are going to use your brain only soon. But the thing is, think about it. You should never think about stop working. Because when you stop working, you stop using your brain. And this is not what you want to do. Because when you stop using your brain, bad things happen. And this is the same thing that I'm saying when I'm talking about this. Your free time. Careful. When you are in this zone, this is dangerous. Why? Free time is good. I do all the things I enjoy. Well, but you don't think that 8 hours are too much of free time? You don't think that you could find a different structure of your day? A really different structure? And sometimes I have people, they answer to me, they reply to me in this way. They say, well, but you don't know. When I go back, I'm so tired that really I can't do anything. I just want to open the fridge, drinking my beer, and having my sofa next to me, because I want to go on the sofa as a first thing, drinking my beer. Then as soon as I relax a little, I drink a second beer, and then I'm done. I'm done for the day. I want to go to sleep. I watch some entertainment. I want to go to sleep. And I say, okay, but do you like the day after? Oh no, it's horrible. Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Now, think about this way. Why you are so tired? Say, oh, I'm so tired because I have to go to work. Yeah, that's the problem. So you want to fix this problem. This is the problem. So let's mark it. Your problem is this. You can't fix the problem if you don't sacrifice. You can't. You cannot sacrifice this, and you can't fix the problem because you can't stop working. I say, okay, so it's a chicken egg problem. No, it's not a chicken egg problem. It's a problem. It's not a chicken egg problem. It's a problem. Very easy to understand and with an easy solution. You just need to intervene here. Now, If you are one of those that they really find this reasonable, because it is, okay, so tell me how I can intervene here. I can't. I really can't. I tried everything. And the answer is one-to-one mindset Zoom session with me. It's something that is a violence that you make with yourself when you decide to schedule the call. That's it. When it's done, it's done. When you speak to me and you just write down your problem, you already see the solution. You just want to see if I'm going to confirm the solution. You just need to be so strong to write down your problem and send this to me. Then I will send you back my session, what I'm going to talk about during this session with you. And I guarantee to you that if you have this session with me, you'll see some change after the first 1 hour. So this is the risk you're having. 1 hour. Now, think about it. You have two options here, only two. Either you don't do it, and then you'll see immediately the same day you don't do that activity in these 8 hours. And the second option is you do it and you see if it was, I'm telling you, is true or not. If it's not, you say, Christian, I had a session with you, I tried to do what you said and didn't work, okay? So I will ask you, why? And when you have this question, you'll say, oh. And the truth is that you will never arrive at that point because you'll understand already, because I'm already anticipated you so many times this. When you know that I'm going to ask you the reasons why you're not doing it, you know already the reasons why you're not doing it, your ego will never accept that because it means downgrade. Your ego will never accept a downgrade, never. Then if you don't know what's your ego, you need to schedule a Zoom session with me because I will explain you how to control it, how to put it in order, how to think in a clear way, how to have things under control, how to stop get confused, how to stop having the mess in your brain. How many thoughts you have in a day? Tell me. Do you think that it's possible staying that way and then having energy in the evening? No, because you can see people are so confused, they have a mess in their brain. Why? Because they don't know how it works. How can you do things if you don't know how it works? And then, if they start, okay, now I solved the problem by myself, and it becomes even a big mess than before. So, schedule a one-to-one Zoom mindset session with me, and I will explain you what you have to do. I will give you a clear action plan, and you'll see massive results after the first hour. Thanks!